I'm Soha. I'm working as a climate policy and development analyst and researcher. And we are here in Baku at COP29, where I'm negotiating on behalf of the African Group on adaptation, and in particular the GGA, Global Goal on Adaptation. To say a few words on climate adaptation, it's about adapting our systems to adjust to the impacts of climate change. It can be through making infrastructure more resilient, through choosing more resilient crops in agriculture, but an important point here is to orient adaptation towards our socio-economic development priorities in Africa. Of course, adaptation is overlooked if we compare it to mitigation. This is because it is seen as less profitable, and this is the reality of our world. An important issue around the discussions on adaptation is that Africa and Global South countries are not responsible for the climate crisis. So if we are heading now towards the breakdown of the climate system, our countries are not responsible for that. That is why, as a matter of justice, developing countries ask for climate finance, for adequate and sufficient means to implement adaptation action. First, adequate climate finance, meaning that we don't want to get further indebted. We want to take loans to adapt to climate change. And second, we need sufficient means and resources. And from what we are seeing this COP, there were very few pledges for the adaptation fund, far from what is necessary. So this has been a historical position of the African Group of Negotiators to push for adequate and sufficient means of implementation and finance in particular. So the GGA, the Global Goal on Adaptation, which is a framework under the UNFCCC mechanism, part of it is about indicators to assess progress over thematic areas like food, agriculture, health, water, but also dimensional targets related to implementation, to planning, etc. What we're trying to do when negotiating this item, the GGA, is to avoid getting lost in technicalities, in very technical discussions, and try to make a balance with the much expected political outcome. From the current text that we're having on the NCQG, the new collective quantified goal, we want to be optimistic, but it seems that developed countries are not willing to take serious commitments to support vulnerable countries and communities in the Global South and Africa.